And back in the U.S., pro-Palestinian protesters have been disrupting traffic in major cities from Chicago to San Francisco. To analyze these demonstrations and the wider protests calling for a ceasefire in Gaza, earlier I spoke to Epoch Times contributor Trevor Loudon. For more than 30 years, Trevor has researched radical left, Marxist and terrorist movements and their covert influence on mainstream politics. He's best known for his book Enemies Within: Communists, Socialists, and Progressives in the U.S. Congress. Trevor Loudon, thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you back on the show.
Well, thanks very much, Tiffany. Always a pleasure to be on. Thanks for having me.
Now, Trevor, we saw protests in America with crowds chanting "Death to America" and burning an American flag in New York. Now, this follows similar protests across this whole nation and in other countries. Now, you've spent decades following anti-American and extremism movements. How do you view this?
Well, look, in the 1970s, the famous Carlos the Jackal said that America would be brought down by an alliance of radical Islam and Marxism. And we have seen that alliance building now for nearly 40 years. And we see it on the college campuses through groups like Students for Justice for Palestine, which is a combination of Marxist groups and radical young Islamists. We see it playing out in many other organizations in America, and it's building and building and building. So Palestine is the trigger. But this is really using the Palestine issue for a full-on assault on the West to disrupt our economies, create chaos, and pave the way for even worse things to come. So we should see this as a beginning, not an end point. This is just the beginning of what we can expect in the future.
And why do you think, at least here in America, especially the Palestine issue has been the one chosen to rally around?
Well, because it's such a contentious issue. Look, America now has for 25 years, the communist left and the Islamists have been working to demonize Israel, to basically take down Israel, because they want Israel as the only bloc to a fully Islamized, communized Middle East. And because they have now large beachheads in America, the pro-Palestine, anti-Israel movement has been building in America for a long time, and it's such a contentious flashpoint. This was chosen as the issue. This was chosen as the issue to spark the violence, because this is something American communists who just want to wreck America can say, no, we're not trying to wreck America, we're just trying to save the Palestinians. But the memo from the Iranians, the leaked memo, makes it very clear this is economic warfare against the West. We are using the Palestine issue. We are hiding behind the Palestine issue, but what we're really doing is warfare against the West.